What is up, budgeting family and friends? My name is Shirria. This is the LovetteMcc channel where I am documenting our six-figure debt-free journey as an entrepreneurial licensed clinical social worker, along with my husband who is a welder. I am also working multiple jobs and he is doing multiple side hustles so that we can get out of our $305,884 worth of debt by December 31st, 2026 to then start to build wealth and become work optional by the age of 50, which will be in 9 years for my husband. We are documenting and sharing our journey with you guys here in the form of monthly budgets, weekly budgets, debt updates. Because I am an entrepreneur, I do also share the income that I was able to earn in my private practice at the end of every month, as well as do quarterly net worth updates and Transfer Tuesdays. Today's video is November week 1's budget, and without further delay, we will get right into it. So I do monthly budgets, and the monthly budget is on my channel. If you want to go back and look at the monthly budget, then feel free. My husband and I are paid weekly, so I do also break down our monthly budget into weekly budgets, and I share those budgets with you guys here once they have been closed out. So typically they run a week behind. If you want them in live time or at the beginning of the week, the anticipated budget, I do share those on my TikTok channel, and the TikTok is listed in the description box below. This is the budgeting template. It is not my template. It is a template that I ordered from an Etsy store. The link is in the description box below if you are interested. We do budget from Thursday to the following Wednesday, as my husband is paid on Thursdays and I am paid on Friday. Now, I do work 2 additional jobs, one overnight full-time triage counselor position, and I do also work a PRN crisis counselor position. And although I do include those budgets or that income in my budgets when they fall within my budgeting weeks, I do budget those separately, because the full-time income is going solely towards debt and savings. The part-time, the PRN income, is going towards debt, savings, and small home projects. So while I do include the income, I do budget those separately. So again, this budget actually started, this is November week 1's budget, and it started Thursday, October 31st, and it ran through Wednesday, November the 6th. The income was planned at $4,700, and that was with my husband's first paycheck planned at $850, and what he actually earned was $998.94. My paycheck was planned at $1,000, and what I actually earned was $1,104.75. I was paid from my full-time overnight triage counselor position, and I had planned $2,000, and what I was actually paid was $2,233.62. And then our rental income was $850, and that is the same. So we did receive $850. That brought our actual income for the first week of November to $5,187.31. For savings for the first week of November, we had planned to save $615. That was with $50 going to my high yield savings account. The $50 did go into my high yield savings account, but I automatically send 10% of my income from my full-time job to my high yield savings account as well. So that ended up being $223, I believe. For whatever reason, my husband did not transfer his $50. He'll probably do $100 today. But he does save $50 in his savings account as well. $10 did go into my M1 investments account. $50 was planned for Christmas 2025, but $25 actually went to Christmas 2024. Princeton gets $10. That is his college fund until we can increase that. Once we're out of debt, we absolutely will. Ashton, which is my daughter who is in college, she got $25, or she gets $25 a week, but typically the $25 that we plan to set aside for her does go towards covering some expenses that we allow her to charge on the American Express card. We had planned on saving $370 for the rental property, but the tenants did let us know that they will be moving out in December, and because he has to reimburse their security deposit, he took $500 out of the rent and saved that And then we're not saving anything for our roof. We did get it patched up, and then we are still paying my son's barber school. He actually owes $1,800, and so we are saving $50 a week or $200 a month. And then as it gets closer to him graduating, I'll probably just pay the balance out of my full-time income. So that brought our actual savings to $868.36 for November week 1. Our bills were planned at $466.26, and typically they will be exactly what they're planned to be because most of them are set on automatic draft. So our mortgage is $333 a week. It is 13 something a month. And so what did come out was $332.99. And then we did have our life insurance at $133.26, and $133.26 did come out. And that brought our actual bills to $466.25. Expenses is where it gets a little crazy because we are always either over budget, drastically over budget, or drastically under budget. For expenses for the first week of, I don't know why I want to keep saying September. For expenses in the first week of November, we had planned $615. That was with $150 on groceries, and what we actually spent was $83.03. I have found it very beneficial to grocery shop online. Typically we go over budget when we go into the store, and that's not really me. Well, I'm not gonna put it all on my husband and make him out to be the villain. We just add stuff to the cart even though we go in there with the list. So when we do grocery shopping online, we kind of avoid that. So we spent $83.03 in groceries, $82 in gas between both cars. Nothing went to beauty maintenance. Nothing went to my boy's hair. $21.81 in toiletries. Nothing went to household. $219.49 went to fast food. That is drastically over the $50 budget, but that it does include my son's birthday dinner, which was like $138 for 5 people. Nothing for date night, nothing for spend. We budgeted $80 for miscellaneous, and we spent $251.14. We budgeted $50 for tithe, and we actually tithed $251.02, but $202 and some change was actually me tithing out of my full-time income as well. So that brought our actual expenses to $908.49. Now we go over to debt, and debt was planned at $618.03. That was with a $46.03 Barclays minimum payment. The Barclays card is paid off, and so we don't necessarily owe anything up there. We do keep the minimum payments in the budget because we do snowball those payments into the target debt. My Amazon American Express card also had a minimum payment of $40, but that is also sitting at a 0 balance. So we did also snowball that into the target debt. Hilton American Express did not have a balance, but again, like I said, we do cover the expenses that my daughter does charge. And for this week, we paid off $49.92. My husband, we paid off his Hilton American Express in October. If you watched my debt update, then you saw that we paid his balance, but $14.62 was the interest charge, and I just went ahead and paid that. For my car, my goal, our target debt right now is my car, and I have a financial goal for November to pay $4,000 to the principal. So that is $4,000 in addition to the regular monthly payment. And so the regular monthly payment is $739. It's paid weekly in the increments of $184. Unfortunately, with the credit union, I don't have the option to go in and make payments whenever and designate them as principal payments. I have to go in and make a payment the same day that my regular payment is made, and then it will automatically be applied to the principal. I think that is stupid, but it is what it is, and so I do what I have to do. So we did make the regular weekly payment, and then we made some additional payments. I'm not sure what they were. So we'll have to review those payments down in the transactions. And then we had our regular HELOC payment, which is our home equity line of credit. The bill is $348. My husband just pays $350. So that brought our actual debt payments for the first week of November to $934.57. We go over to the budgeted versus the actual. The income was planned at $4,700, and the actual income was $5,187.31. The income saved was planned at $615, and the actual income saved was $868.36. The income spent was planned at $1,081.26, and we actually spent $1,374.74. The income spent is a combination between bills and expenses. And then the debt was planned at $618.03, and the actual debt payments that we made was $934.57. It says that there was a planned overage of $2,385.71 with an actual overage of $2,137.51. And that is about accurate because what actually did go into my checking account from my paycheck was $2,010.26, I think. So that, and again, that was budgeted separately. If you're interested to see exactly how I allocate the income from my full-time job and my PRN job, I do those payday breakdowns over on my TikTok channel. I would love to upload them as shorts, but typically they're over the 90 minutes that is allotted for shorts. So I just leave them over on TikTok. So we go over to the breakdown, and so you'll see 27.3% of our income went towards savings, which is good. I like to see 10% or more. 14.7% of our income went towards bills. That's good. 28.6% of our income went towards expenses, and 29.4% of our income went towards debt. I typically like to see this at 30 to 40%, all the way as high as 50%, honestly. So we were over in several categories in our expenses, so I will review some of those. I specifically want to see the payments that were made towards my car. So let's see, I made a $184 payment. I don't know if that was the regular payment or not. And then I made another $184 car payment on the 4th. So it looks like just those two payments, but that doesn't total $520. So somewhere there had to have been another payment. I think I do remember making a payment of $152. So I think that is also, yes. Okay, so $152.03 I made on the 31st. $184, which was the routine payment I made on the 1st. And then on the 4th, I made another $184 payment towards the principal of my Honda Pilot. And then we were drastically over in fast food. Like I said, we did eat fast food, but then I think what actually put us over budget was we went out to eat for my son's birthday. And that should be somewhere here. Prince's birthday dinner was $138.78. He also wanted a self-care day, and so that's what caused us to go over in miscellaneous, because I paid for 5 massages for me, him, my son, and my parents to participate in his birthday self-care day, and that was $125 a piece for 5 30-minute massages. More food, fast food, Dunkin' Donuts. My husband had a doctor's appointment. We had to put that on our card because our HSA cards had not come in yet. I loaned my nephew some money. So that was basically the extent of our expenses for the first week of November. I'm happy to say that we are absolutely on track. We have not had an overdraft fee in maybe a little over 6 weeks, and I'm excited about that. So that is it for November week 1's budget. Let me make sure. If you or anyone you know is on a debt-free journey and you feel like you can be informed and or inspired by following my journey, please make sure to hit the follow button, as well as send this video to whomever you feel like may be informed and inspired by following our journey. If you are interested in more day-to-day content about my debt-free journey, as well as days in my life working multiple jobs while also being a mom and a wife, then please make sure to check me out over on TikTok and follow me while there. That is it for today's video. I really appreciate you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.